Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Wilding Out is this 20th season, and we're celebrating every morning. We have a different cast member this morning. We have Emmanuel and Philip Hudson on the Breakfast Club. Good morning, fellas.
Good day.
And let's get in some front page news. Good morning, Teslin Figueroa.
Good morning, DJ Envy, Charlamagne the God, and good morning. Still, we got Wilding Out in the building. Good morning.
That's right. Let's start off with some quick sports. Now, if you're a Major League Baseball fan, yesterday was the All-Star game. The National League won 3-2, beat the American League, and also the NBA approves this new flopping rule. So if they catch you flopping, it could be considered a technical foul.
Yes.
Good. And they should fine them too, man.
Yes.
Finding them too?
Man, them flops be ridiculous.
They do.
Like they don't even be like real. Like it's too much acting. Like
But you can't
dramatic.
Technical is like, give him a tech.
It's like wrestling. It's like watching wrestling basketball.
Yeah. Well, now let's jump right into it. Let's talk about this 6-year-old Florida girl that bit an abductor.
Yes, I saw this, and this little girl, I mean, it just made my heart melt. The alleged kidnapping occurred Thursday as the girl was in the complex courtyard with siblings. Now, the 6-year-old stayed outside while others went inside, and that's when she was grabbed, and the baby girl fought for her life, and she bit his arm. Let's listen to the report, and then we'll talk about it on the other side.
What'd you do to that guy?
I bit him.
You bit him? Yeah. And where'd you learn to do that?
From my mommy.
From your mom? You bite him hard?
No.
No.
6-year-old Lyric doing what her mother said.
Glad she knew how to fight back.
Well, where'd she learn that?
From her mama.
That would be you, ma'am. Is that right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes it is.
Police say Lyric was attacked by Leonardo Venegas, seen on surveillance video, first lurking behind the family's apartment building. Police say plotting and targeting the kids. Moments later, seen running away after a Lyric beat him back. So, what happened?
This young lady, the victim, was playing outside her home when the subject, Mr. Venegas, approached her, grabbed her, and started carrying her away into his vehicle. The young victim was able to fight Mr. Venegas off, striking him several times.
Venegas drove north on Biscayne Boulevard, leaving that apartment complex, and then drove right by this license plate reader. Police had a vehicle description. It was a white sport utility vehicle. Investigators identified that vehicle and linked it to the driver.
Well, the first law of nature is self-preservation, so I'm glad that young girl's self-preservation kicked in and she was able to defend herself. But where the hell were the adults at? Why was it the 6-year-olds in the yard unsupervised playing? Like, maybe it's just my anxiety and my paranoia. I don't play that. I watch even my 15-year-old walk to the mailbox. I'm right there paying attention. I'm watching.
Me too. But I guess that all the kids were out there in the park, and the mama, I'm sure, was close by. So he tried to grab it and run. But thank God that 6-year-old knew to fight back. I teach my kids the same thing: fight, bite, yell, scream, whatever you got to do to get some attention. But the best thing about it is this gentleman should get 20 years in prison.
I wish he would have got shot.
30 years in prison. Like he should he should not be out. He's trying to kidnap kids. Goddamn right, he should have got shot.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I just seen on Twitter the other day, like something about the kids. I seen a video of kids like stranded, like there was kidnapped and thing, and just to see that, it really made me mad. So I wouldn't go to say as far as get shot.
Why not? He takes somebody
because
kids?
I was gonna say get shot 1,000,000 times, cut up first. Like let me do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Shooting is just letting them off easy.
You want a little torture?
Yeah, man. You got to torture first. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
But the fact that that 6-year-old, to be honest with you, like I've been bit by a 6-year-old. It hurt. Yeah. Because a lot of people look at that. It's a grown man. Those little teeth. It's sharp.
What
they bite you for?
No reason.
Well, so just for clarity, she was it was like a little courtyard area. It was almost like like an apartment type building. So it was a bunch of kids out there. So it wasn't like she was just, by herself in the yard, far away. So it was a lot of kids out there. I'm glad she was able to identify him when he got away. If you guys want to go look at this story online, the cameras are very clear where you can see him. Right. I'm very proud of her because she was able to identify him, because when they caught him, he told them that he was just in the area looking for houses. And so baby girl was able to identify him and just for clarity.
I've been him right there. See?
Yes. I'm so
right
proud of this little girl. But just for clarity, again, 32-year-old Leonardo Venegas, he has been held with no bond on kidnapping charge. He also was placed on U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement hold. And when he was arrested again, he said that he was looking for homes, but a baby girl was able to identify him. So just shout out to her. It just melt my heart that she was able to fight back, because I think about she was a young Black girl, and I think about how when our children are abducted, we talked about this before, that we don't really get the Amber Alerts, or they don't look for us as they should. So she did a thing on that. So shout out to her.
Man, protect the kids. Watch the kids at all times, man. Don't sleep a little bit. I don't care that there was her and a bunch of kids together. That's just to people who do that type of stuff. That's just more the merrier. You know what I mean? Don't leave these kids without adult supervision.
All right. It ain't the same how it used to be back in the day, man. That's crazy.
Think about that. We used to get dropped, or at least for me, second grade, third grade, I was getting dropped off at the bus stop. I could walk to my grandma's house. The door was unlocked. I'm at home at least a couple hours before the adults get home from work. Yeah, you can't do that no more.
Even the courtyard. My parents used to drop me off in Brooklyn. My grandmother stayed in Starrett City, and it was a courtyard like that. All the kids were in the middle. It was a bunch of different buildings, and we ran around. It was no problem. And then Grandma yelled, "Come upstairs for dinner," and you came upstairs for dinner.
First of all, he brave for even trying to kidnap anybody from Florida.
You ain't lying.
That's
facts.
How
Florida is.
That's facts. Enough said. Enough said.
Yeah, how young they is.
All right, well, that is front page news. And I just want to tell the parents out there, I know it's an uncomfortable conversation, but it's a conversation that you should have. I have it with my kids all the time, that if just in case they do get abducted or something happens, we tell them to make sure, like it's little things like scratch the person, right? So if you do get abducted and something happens, their skin is under your nails. They can find that. Right. Also, if they're put in a car, count, so that you know how far you are. And these are the things I watch from watching ID.
Hold on. What you mean count?
Yeah.
So if you're in the car, you can count how far you are from your house. 1, 2, 3. So if you get to a phone, you'd be like, I don't know how I'm, but I'm 600 seconds away from whatever.
That boy been wild. You've been in a couple of hotel rooms. Forensic files.
Yeah, forensic files. You stuck
late at night.
That's right. Yeah. Absolutely. But that's what we tell them, just in case.
That ain't gonna work when you a kid and you under stress and you scared.
Kids do it all the time.
I'm gonna start counting.
Yes, kids do it all the time.
Who counts to 600?
You just burning the positivity, Chuck.
I'm just saying. When the last time you counted to 600?
You don't watch the ID?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, well. That is front page news. Tesla, we'll see you in a couple minutes.
Absolutely.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. All right, now it's time for some front page news. Now, of course, it's the 20th anniversary, the 20th season of Wildin' Out, and every morning we have a different cast member. This morning we have Emmanuel and Philip Hudson.
Guys, even though BET did not promote the Breakfast Club at the BET Awards, we are still being great partners and having cast members of Wildin' Out up here.
We was not aware of that. Nobody told us nothing. We just got paid and showed up. They ain't say nothing about promoting the Breakfast Club. If I had known, I would have put it in my contract.
This ain't got nothing to do with you. I would say, though, even if y'all weren't on Wildin' Out, we would have the Hudson brothers up here.
I appreciate that.
That
sound good.
That's not the cap.
It sound good.
You've been up here before, man.
Cap.
Yeah, it's not cap.
We was up here. I was up here. But it was like for 15 minutes.
When?
Yeah, it wasn't that long.
We still was up here, though.
Yeah, it was up here.
Yeah, man.
Well, let's jump into front page news. Let's talk about this woman shot in a road rage incident.
Yes, a lot we can learn from this story. The slain woman's husband told police that someone shot into their van Monday in a road rage incident in Hearst. Hearst is near Fort Worth. Let's listen to the story, and then I will give you the details on the other side.
Zane Jones says he drove to this gas station off of West Hearst Boulevard after someone shot multiple times into his car. It was here that he realized his wife had been shot in the head. Now he's asking the public for help to find the person who killed his wife.
Very spiritual, very positive, very beautiful.
That's how Zane Jones will always remember his wife, 37-year-old Paola Nunez, his best friend whom he worked with. She was born and raised in Guatemala, but moved here a couple years ago, and they got married shortly after.
She's been mugged 5 times at gunpoint in Guatemala. And I sat here and assured her this is a much safer place to be, and that may be, but it wasn't for her.
Damn.
Yeah.
sad.
So her husband, Zan Jones, that you just heard, he was behind the wheel. He flipped a car off and you gave him the finger because somebody was driving aggressively. The thing is, he also talked about later in the report that his wife always told him to not stop giving people the finger, but he did anyway. And the gunman fired at the couple's minivan. As you heard on the report, she was shot in the back of the head. And so you can just imagine the guilt, that he may be feeling at this time. They have not found this suspect, and they have also, I just wanted everybody to know that every town for gun safety, which has called for stricter laws around firearms, they said that the road rage deaths have went up. And so there's been a big increase since 2018, and there's been at least 141 road rage deaths just this year alone. And I wanted to give some people, this wasn't in the story, but I looked it up because I wanted to give folks some tips on how to avoid road rage. And just a couple of 5 tips. Plan ahead, give yourself plenty of time on the road. 2, calm yourself. They suggest to listen to music that you enjoy while so they can kind of help you relax. Also says let it go. If somebody is tailgating you, to let them pass. That's what happened in this situation. And then it says to also don't engage, avoid eye contact with angry drivers, give them space. And then the last tip that they said is be the grown up and ignore obscene gestures.
I agree. I actually, there was a driver that I used to be using. I mean, there was a few reasons I stopped using him, but one of the reasons is because he would do stuff like that, which I think is, number one, super unprofessional. But number 2, you're putting people in danger. Like, if you driving, you yelling at people and you screaming at people and you flipping people off, like you putting everybody in the car in danger. And also when when you're on the road, what are you supposed to do in those situations? You gonna face fight a person?
I mean, but that's what people do. I mean, when I was a lot younger, I would do the same. I tell you, I used to carry a McDonald's cup filled with coins in my car, and I would throw it at people when they did wild stuff to me.
Yeah, you deserve to get shot at.
But now, when you get to an older age, I don't even let it bother me no more. Somebody cut me off, somebody do some wild.
Why did you have to wait to get to an older age? Why not just not do that?
That is so.
Because I was stupid when I was young.
Age.
I was dumb.
I don't get who we are in the studio with. You and you, bro. What kind of childhood? What was y'all upbringing like? That is crazy.
We were dumb. You did dumb stuff as a kid.
Not that dumb. Not
I
that
used to
dumb.
do that. I've done that. Mm-hmm.
What, I ain't never throw no coins at nobody on the road. That's
Yeah, throw
crazy.
bottles out the window.
I ain't never done that.
You know what? Maybe, we need flying cars.
I'm so
It's
tired of
about time. We
Charlamagne
right
and
on
this-
time. We right on time for flying cars. We right on time because y'all don't belong on the road. Neither one of y'all. You on the screen, I don't know you, but you don't belong on the road either.
Yeah,
y'all in the right place to walk in New York.
Right.
Ain't no cars in New York.
Yeah, road rage is stupid. Though.
Yeah, it is
like
stupid.
I don't like people that curse folks out from the car, stick your middle fingers up. What is all of that
as
about?
well. What about honking?
the
What do you feel about honking? Because that's caused a lot of road rage as well.
if I'm honking because I want you to get out of my way, that's different than just honking because I'm trying to annoy you and irritate you. Like, why? Like, what is the point? Just everybody be calm and cool and let's get the way we going.
Oh, boy, didn't sound sincere either, if I might add. Like, he tried to throw a little tears in there, but that's probably going to be on forensic files, too.
You crazy.
Yeah, because if she tell you to stop flicking it off and then you do it anyway, it must have been for some type of insurance or something. Like, that's going to be on.
Really, no, but some people really got a problem with road rage.
Hold the stick, man. God damn,
I'm so
man.
tired of y'all in that little Scrabble. That's the
You
thing.
just
You
really
put the
literally
Scrabble
making
pieces
it
on.
up. Yeah, no, sad story though on that one. But got another story I want to get to before we get out of here. We talked the other day about weight and being overweight. And so I saw this report on BMI, your body mass index. A study finds that body mass index in the range considered overweight is not linked to higher mortality risk for many people and not a reliable indicator of health. Now, a study published Wednesday in the Journal of PLOS1 assessed the relationship between BMI and the risk of death from any cause based on the data from more than 550,000 U.S. adults over 9 years. Now, the results showed no significant increase in the risk of death for those 65 and older, with BMI up to 34%, and the same was true for younger adults for BMI up to 27%. Now, for those who may not be following this, you might go to the doctor, you get your weight, and they say, hey, your body mass index is higher than what it should be, and the norm is 25. Anything over that they consider obese. But this study, again, is saying that they are now asking doctors to look at other things such as, race, gender, measurements, measuring your waist, your fat distribution, genetic factors, and all of those things. So for folks out there who have never been below their BMI, this study says that it may not necessarily lead to your death.
I don't know nothing about no BMI, but I know that when you overweight, you definitely leads to high blood pressure,
Correct.
diabetes, and things that lead to heart disease.
Yeah,
They
it puts
kiss
more
my
strain
ass.
on your heart, more
That's
strain
right.
on your body. Absolutely. Your
Excess
lungs,
weight definitely
absolutely.
leads to fatty material building up in your arteries.
And you can feel it. You don't
Exactly.
need all these tests. You're heavier. Your clothes don't fit.
And your body move when you walk.
What?
Your body moves, period, when you walk.
Nah, your stomach ever move? Like,
Oh, when they jiggle.
Yeah, just
Okay,
jiggle.
yeah,
You
Oh, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, Big Mac. Yeah, Big Mac.
Yeah,
body
a better.
move.
I think if I give you a better example, like if you're a short woman and you're thick, let's just say black woman, and you're 135 pounds, your BMI may be considered obese. But if you tape the waist and tape the waist and tape the arm and tape the neck, you still fit, within a certain, standard. The military does that. You might be considered overweight, but still they're saying, use the tape. So if you got a little bit of thickness on you and not, I'm not talking about obviously extremely overweight, but this BMI thing has kept a lot of people in the area of being obese when it hasn't necessarily been the case.
Yeah, the body mass introduction.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that.
I keep thinking about Lil Meech and them. Every time she say BMI, I be thinking about
That's BMF.
Shut
yeah,
up,
man.
man.
Oh my God.
What is it? Body mass? What is it? Body mass?
Body mass index. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, ask the ladies, especially the sisters. They'll be able to tell you because, we kind of thicker than others. And that's why they're saying they want to look at waist and, how you build.
Are you saying thicker or fat?
Yeah, there's a difference between thick and fat.
It's a big difference between thick and fat. That's a whole nother
big
discussion.
difference.
Open up like yeah, it's a difference.
I mean, but y'all know y'all be trying to be polite when y'all be fat. Y'all be trying to come up with y'all be fat.
Like big boned and all that type of
Nah,
stuff.
you
Yeah.
fat.
Sometimes your bones can be coated. Like you got bones, you coated in some fat. You're not fat. It's just your bones are like coated. There's a
I grew up with him, y'all.
It's bone protection.
Yeah, bone.
But it's also,
Inflation.
you see a lot of celebrities that are overweight and obese, and they make it look, they try to say that it's normal and natural.
For now, they all start off doing that early. But
Who
then
you
as
talking
they-
about,
as-
DJ?
as they-
Give
as
us
they-
some examples.
They all start off doing
There's a lot
that
of
early.
celebrities that are overweight.
They all start off doing that early, the men and the women. And then as they get older, their doctor tells them that they got to lose weight, and then that's when they get healthy. It happens to name one of them it happened to. Fat Joe, Rick Ross,
Khaled.
Monique, all of them. They all eventually,
You
started
gotta
to lose
understand one thing about Charlotte. He get canceled every week. So the negative stuff that he be saying, don't try to pull us into it. Envy, you named all these fat men. Name the people that Envy want to say.
I don't know who you want to say.
It's the females.
I wasn't
thinking
I
about
said
it.
he said Monique.
No, Monique's skinny now. We
Yeah,
talking
that's what he
about
said.
we talking
That's
about
the
the new age fat women.
Like who?
I'm
Who
thinking
you
they were
talking
just motivated.
Like
I ain't
who?
know.
Like who?
I'm gonna just,
Ain't nobody gonna do it.
I'm gonna just wait till in the future to lose when they lose weight, and then I'll bring it back up. That's all you got to do. You just wait about 5-10 years.
Yes.
That's all.
All right. Well, that is front page news. Thank you, Tesla Figaro.
Can I say this before we get it? Let's make sure we send our thoughts and prayers to the citizens of Vermont. They're still going through catastrophic flooding. So a lot of folks out there trying to still, get that together. So let's keep them in our prayers.
Go crazy, Vermont.
All right. Now, when we come back, let's open up the phone lines. 800-585-1051. Kerry Hilson posted something yesterday on Instagram. She said, a man will brag about not being in the streets, but be on social media habitually tossing out and returning subliminal bait with women he finds attractive, making new friends, lining his pocket with options, collecting void fillers, creating methods of having his ego stroke. So we open up the phone line and say, what's your opinions? 800-585-1051. Dudes have been saying, hey, I'm not in the streets, I'm not out there like that, but they still be on social media liking girls' pics.
Not this man.
Is that the same thing?
God,
still saying you look good. Still in the DMs. Is that the same thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not the same thing.
Hold on, we're going to talk about it when we come back.
She grown.
We're going to talk about it when we come back. 800-585-1051. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.